And still keeping with the theme of the day, a section of civil society group organizations have strongly condemned the steep rise in cases of violence against women. Now, earlier this week, they took to the streets to mobilize public support in a campaign dubbed Blow the Whistle, whose aim is, among other things, invite matatu operators to join in the fight against gender-based violence. Irene Galgalo has more.
Kenya has experienced a rise in cases of violence against women, occasioned most recently by the stripping down of women in the streets by men mostly belonging to the matatu sector. An action that has attracted sharp criticism from civil society groups who called for the arrest and prosecution of the perpetrators. In a bid to save face, matatu operators in Nairobi have joined hands with the civil society, pledging to help fight gender-based violence in the country. The initiative, dubbed Blow the Whistle, was launched as part of the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence.
What we plan to do is to lead a campaign of change of attitudes towards women, to respect women, respect their dressing, respect them when they are out there, that they do not deserve any form of violence, whatever the dressing or whatever the consequences. That's one of the other things that we want to be able to achieve, that we have champions out there, men who are committed to end violence. Tena, we are able to also work together and to sensitize Kenyans to stop watching and just allowing violence being meted.
Grace Mogwa, the director at the Women's Empowerment Link, says this campaign is aimed at restoring sanity and respect for women to ensure that they are protected from all forms of gender-based violence.
Joined together with these great men who are committed to end violence against women in all public spaces and private spaces, and specifically in the transport industry. We have seen a lot of pain and anger being meted against women, and particularly stripping them and abusing them in so many ways. And these are champions who have committed themselves to end violence. The team has worked with us now for a day, and we'll work with them for the next 3 years as champions of change in different spaces.
The chairman of the Matatu Workers Kibera Association called on all matatu operators to respect women and girls and fight for the protection of their dignity.
Mimi nitaambia makanga na madereva kumbuke kwamba hao wanawake, wamama, wasichana na watoto wale wenye wanavuliwa manguo ni madada zao, ni mamama zao, ni watoto wao. So unaweza imagine kama unaweza vua sister yako nguo, how will you feel? Mi advice nawapatia, tafadhali wajiepushe na tabia kama hizo, or else sheria itatake mkono yake.
The District Commissioner for Westlands stressed the need for women to be economically empowered so that they are able to depend on themselves in the event that they fall victim to any form of gender-based violence.
Women condone violence most of the times. It's because they are not economically empowered. And this is what we want to work on and make sure that women are empowered. Saa zingine wamama wanapigwa huko kwa kijiji. Unapigwa kabisa, huwezi ukaongea. Kwa nini? Ukiongea nani atakupatia pesa ya watoto ya afisi? Hakuna, si ndio? Kwa hivyo unaamua kunyamaza, unachapwa mpaka wengine hata wanavunjwa mgongo. Wengine wanachapwa pamoja na watoto, hata saa zingine wanachapwa mpaka watoto wanakosa kwenda shule, na wamama wananyamaza kwa sababu yule mzee ambaye anakuchapa ndiye analeta pesa. Mimi sisemi ya kwamba kama mama ako na pesa asiheshimu mzee wake. What I'm saying is this: women need to be economically empowered.
Various GBV working groups from Dagoretti, Kibera and Makadara attended the event and pledged support for the 3-year Blow the Whistle campaign. This move by the civil society to launch the Blow the Whistle campaign is aimed at inviting all matatu operators to join in the protection of women and girls against all forms of gender-based violence. In other words, blowing away gender-based violence. Reporting for WTV News, I am Irene Galgalo.